Thank you for the update. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Thank you so much. All right. And in other news, Azimio la Umoja, One Kenya Alliance leaders led by Raila Odinga had given the government a 14 days ultimatum to, one among other things, lower the cost of living, failure to which they threatened to hold a mass action. And this ultimatum expires on Wednesday this week. Let's now join my colleague Caroline Obuya, who is on the other side of this studio, to just give us more on that and what more could be trending this morning. Caroline, good morning.
Good morning, Purity, and good to see you. Like you rightly put it, Azimio and Raila Odinga had given a 14-day ultimatum to, of course, Kenya Kwanza government and President Ruto of what they wanted. So the ultimatum basically expires this Wednesday, and there's been a lot of talk behind this with some people. Of course, Raila saying that he maintains that they won election and they won it by a margin over 2 million votes. And he stands by that. He talks about the whistleblower and everything that, he talks about the servers. So the ultimatum is ending this Wednesday, but pundits feel that Raila is just having some diversionary tactics. There's nothing much that will come to it, but the time is nigh. Wednesday is just 2 days away, and we all wait. We are all eyes, and of course we'll be on the ground to bring to people, of course, if Raila will make great or make true his threat of, marching to State House, because it's really quite a big, it's quite a big talk. And talking of the servers that needs to be opened, we had people weighing in, other politicians. We had the Secretary General of UDA, Cleophas Malala, who was, since he was appointed SG, he's come out really guns blazing. He started with a tour of, Nyanza, and appealing to the Nyanza people, to support President Ruto in his cause to avoid being years of opposition. He's urging them, of course, to leave Raila's, clarion call and join Ruto and, expect development. And, he went ahead to address the issue of servers, because servers is one area that Raila is saying that, the servers must be open. So Cleophas Malala went ahead to tell Raila Odinga that first the ODM servers must be open, because there are so many people in ODM who have been disadvantaged and who could have been good leaders but have been disadvantaged. So as much as he calls for the servers for the elections, the presidential elections to be open, he should be the first to open the ODM servers so as to see what is in there. So SG Cleophas Malala did not stop on that. He went ahead. We saw him calling on leaders affiliated to the Kenya Kwanza government. He called on the leaders, the parties. We have big parties in Kenya Kwanza like ANC. We have Ford Kenya and other parties that joined Kenya Kwanza. He said that all those parties should fold up and support and become, they should all come under one leader. But people are not feeling Cleophas to that extent, because he feels like some people are weighing in and saying that we do not want to subject Kenya to a monopoly party. Kenya is a multi-party state, and they should, the party should remain independent in as much as they are under the Kenya Kwanza umbrella. But other people feel that, of course, they already supported UDA, they believed in UDA, they believed in their leader. What's the big deal about them folding the smaller parties and, of course, joining the bigger, party, joining UDA fully? So we wait to see what pans out of that, because we saw ANC leaders coming out strongly and, dismissing sentiments by the now UDA Secretary General Cleophas Malala. So going forward, Purity, we also wait to see how this will turn out. We wait to see if, of course, their leaders will weigh in, Musalia Mudavadi, of course, Moses Wetangula and other leaders, Maendeleo Chap. We wait to see what transpires. Aside from that, Purity, there was...
Caroline, before you go to the next agenda, let's stay with the UDA's decision, or the UDA-SG Cleophas Malala calling on the affiliate parties to merge. We've seen, we haven't heard from some of the leaders from some of the political parties. We are talking about ANC. Remember, these are not really small parties. We also have Maendeleo Chap, and of course the leader is Dr. Alfred Mutua, who is a cabinet secretary right now, and we also have ANC party, and the party leader right now being the prime cabinet secretary. We also have not heard from the Ford Kenya party leader, who is now the speaker. So do you think this silence tells anything about any possible crack if, for example, they are forced to really fold their parties and join UDA?
We actually don't know if Cleophas Malala was, the sentiments were or for himself and himself, or they had a discussion on this, because for one, we saw, like I said, we saw some of the ANC leaders coming out and dismissing claims by the UDA Secretary General Cleophas Malala. However, we've not seen the other side of Kenya. Of course, Cleophas Malala himself belongs to the Ford Kenya umbrella. So on whose instructions is he working? Is he working on himself, or did they make those the sentiments come from this discussion as a party? So up to now, like you say, their leaders, Musalia Mudavadi, Moses Wetangula, Maendeleo Chap, Alfred Mutua, and other parties, they have not come in front. No one of the big wigs has actually said a word. So we wait to see if there will be any communication in lieu of what Cleophas Malala has come out to call on the parties to join. So we are waiting. It's still a developing story, and we're waiting to see what comes out of it. Purity.
And Caroline, earlier on you also talked about the Azimio mass action on Wednesday because the ultimatum is expiring. But yesterday we saw the ruling party leaders, we saw Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja warning the Azimio team of any mass action, and they were saying that they will not allow businesses to be destroyed, and because we already are dealing with a lot. But it's a bit sarcastic because, again, the Azimio team are also protesting the high cost of living. Where does this leave Kenyans?
Kenyans seems like we are on our own. We are waiting to see who is with us. Come Wednesday, well, we will, live to see what the day has for us, because Sakaja is not alone in his utterances. We had the head of state, of course, President William Ruto, saying, "Bring it on." So this is not a light matter. It's an issue that touches on the livelihood of all Kenyans. It's an issue that touches on the safety of all Kenyans, the anxiety of all Kenyans. So this is not a small matter, Purity. So we are waiting for Wednesday to see really whether Raila Odinga will make through his threat of marching to State House, so to speak. We wait to see. Purity.
All right, let's now move to the creative and film in the country. We've seen government's efforts to support creatives, and there's already a special committee on the same. Over the weekend, KICC building almost brought down by a festival. I mean, are we headed in the right direction? Are we taking over from especially the West Africans who've really been big on this?
Shoke Festival. That is what was happening over the weekend, and I can tell you, Purity, for free, that Ira Star from Nigeria, She literally brought KICC down. You know, her performance was A1. The KICC was packed to capacity. I didn't go there by, myself, but of course we were following the events, and we saw what was happening in KICC. So Esther is, from what I saw, she is an A1 star. Their performance, the manner in which she connected with the audience. Remember, Esther, she's only, she's a Gen Z, she's only 20 years old, and the manner in which she performed, she engaged with the crowd loved her, she connected well with the crowd. She is going to places. I mean, she at one point, I saw Esther, you know, in Kenya, sometimes you can never miss a fight here and there, you know, people trying to fight over nothing, you know. And Esther, at some point, she was there, hey, please stop fighting, I beg. And, you know, they just calmly, they stopped fighting or whatever they were fighting. She connected so well with the crowd, and her performance was well choreographed. I was seeing like I was seeing a Super Bowl in Africa. That was really good. And from her choice of dress, I saw a bit like she's taking a Rihanna-ish, you know, kind of inspiration for the choice of her dress, which was really good, which she was comfortable in, and I love the whole performance was good. And of course, talking about you know, Talanta Hela and you know the Kenya trying to promote talent, I think we are heading in the right direction. We had other Kenyans performing there too. We had Major, we had Calligraph Jones and others. So I think it's a step in the right direction, Purity.
All right, and most of the time we've seen comedians and people in the creative industry. We've seen a campaign by Eric Omondi, for instance, saying that it's time to promote our own content. And so, again, people might be talking about another time to promote non-local content. Maybe what should we do to support, again, the local artists, so that we are not, as Kenyans, accused of being excited and supporting non-local content as we wind up?
I think Ababu Namwamba is doing a great job in, you know, trying to bring the creatives and the creative industry, reviving it. And, you know, recently he made appointments, you know, headed by Churchill and other creatives. And so I think, Purity, we are hopeful of seeing changes in the creative industry, and not just from the pushing by Eric Omondi is also doing a good job in his own way, and other Kenyans as well. So Ababu Namwamba, I can say that's a step in the right direction in trying to promote the creative industry in the country. And so we look upon the committee, those who are appointed, you know, Churchill, Akothe, and the rest. We look to them to improve, you know, so that they can address whatever challenges are there in the creative industry, so that they can make it better as we move forward, Purity.
Okay, and of course we've seen the ministry again trying to put together and support the creative sector by appointing people who the government through the Babu Namwamba thought that could help in promoting. But again, a lot of reactions on the people appointed into the committee. I don't know why, because I thought they had the whole experience when it comes to film production and music. Why are Kenyans a bit uncomfortable with this decision?
I think criticism will always be there, whether it's in political, you know, whether there are politicians appointed, whether they are, you know, in different sectors, not just in the creative. And so I think this was expected. I've seen also what you're talking about, that some people have come out to, you know, point out that so and so, what is she doing there, or what is he doing there? But I think when we talk about creatives, we have different creatives in the industry, and it's not just one creative sector. So I think we should give different people who are appointed, let's give them time, let's see what they do. From there, we will be, you know, we can criticize, or we can say, no, this is not working for us. But you know, just throwing words here and there, you know, telling people, no, we don't need you, we don't need that. Let's give people a chance to prove themselves. From there, then we'll have a right to critique them. Purity.
Caroline, it's always great speaking with you. Thank you so much for keeping us updated on what is happening on the social media. Again, today a lot is happening. The government continues to promise to lower the cost of living, which Kenyans are complaining about. So we also are looking forward to following up on reports on whether the Azimio la Umoja team will make good the threat of